Welcome to another episode of the Retirepreneur Podcast. I'm your host with this week's executive summary for busy entrepreneurs building their second act business. Today's episode is designed for maximum impact in minimum time. We're diving into how you can build your next chapter with purpose and strategy, directly leveraging your decades of experience. Many seasoned professionals, despite their immense knowledge, often feel like they're just, flying blind when they think about starting something new after years in their field. But what if that blank page, that idea of retirement, wasn't a void at all, but maybe a vibrant blueprint just waiting for you to draw it?
That's precisely our mission today.
Yeah. We're here to extract the most crucial nuggets of knowledge, insights, and actionable steps directly from the latest Retirepreneur newsletter. We really want to empower you to transform your incredible accumulated wisdom into a thriving, fulfilling second act business. The entire ethos of this deep dive is inspired by the newsletter's founder, Kurt Rose himself. He launched Retirepreneur at 63, kind of embodying the idea that our most innovative and often our most fulfilling work might very well be ahead of us. So we've distilled this week's comprehensive insights into 3 core takeaways, designed to give you a clear path forward.
Okay, let's unpack our first core insight then, because this is really where everything begins.
Yeah.
Your decades of experience aren't just lines on a resume. They are, in fact, your most potent and, frankly, maybe even unfair competitive advantage. Forget any notion of starting from scratch. Your gray hair isn't a liability. It's a strategic asset younger entrepreneurs can only dream of.
Right. It's huge. Yeah. There's a wonderful Chinese proverb that really encapsulates this. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is today. For a retirepreneur, this isn't just about starting late. It's about starting better, because you bring a lifetime of invaluable growth and insight to today's planting.
And what's truly compelling here is why this experience translates into such a powerful advantage. It's far more than mere knowledge of facts or procedures. It's what we sometimes call pattern recognition.
Pattern recognition, okay.
Yeah, think about it. Seasoned professionals like you have navigated multiple economic cycles, survived numerous leadership transitions, witnessed technological disruptions, successfully weathered market shifts. You don't just know what to do. You understand at a really fundamental level why certain strategies succeed and, critically, why others fail. You've seen the subtle early warning signs, the political undercurrents, the unspoken truths that shape decisions. This foresight, this ability to connect seemingly disparate events into a coherent narrative is something formal education just, it can't teach.
That makes so much sense. It's about being able to see around corners, isn't it? Not just knowing the rules, but knowing the exceptions and the unwritten code.
Precisely. And this isn't just theoretical. The Pivot 65 data, which the newsletter highlights, is truly eye-opening. It reveals that a significant 13% of new entrepreneurs are aged between 55 and 64.
13%.
Yeah. And another 6% are 65 to 74. So this isn't some niche trend. It's a powerful shift. It demonstrates that age is becoming the ultimate competitive advantage for this demographic, not a barrier.
Wow.
Just consider Kurt Rose's own journey again. At 62, he embarked on a Master of Science in Entrepreneurship, and then at 63, he launched Retirepreneur. He realized he wasn't done building. He was just done with the typical corporate structures and politics, maybe, a sentiment I think many of our listeners can relate to.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, this demographic succeeds because they often possess this unique combination of maybe some financial stability, extensive networks, and a clearer sense of purpose.
Yeah.
Often less driven by pure financial risk and more by impact and legacy.
So it's not about traditional retirement then, putting your feet up and sort of fading into the background. It's more about a refirement, leveraging that invaluable wisdom and hard-won knowledge, everything you've accumulated over decades, into something entirely your own. It's about moving beyond someone else's corporate vision to create profound value on your own terms.
Okay, so knowing why your experience is valuable is one thing, but what kind of business can you actually build with it? That brings us to our second core insight, and this is where it gets really interesting, I think. The newsletter lays out specific, proven business models perfectly suited for experienced professionals who are absolutely refusing to just coast into irrelevance.
Right.
We're going to focus on 3 of the most impactful and actionable models that are highlighted in the featured story this week.
And what's compelling about these models is how directly they enable you to monetize your professional journey. First up, strategic consulting and executive advisory. Now, this isn't about being just another general consultant selling, generic services.
Instead, you position yourself as a strategic advisor. You bring that invaluable institutional memory, that crisis-tested judgment, and a depth of understanding that younger consultants simply haven't had the time to accumulate. The key here is building trust based on your unique foresight, not just selling a deliverable.
Okay.
A great action step from the newsletter is to maybe write down 3 critical decisions you've personally helped organizations navigate successfully. What frameworks did you instinctively use? What landmines did you help them deftly avoid? That really forms the core of your unique service offering.
That's a powerful distinction. It's about leveraging the problems you've already solved in your career, not just learning new ones.
Exactly. And we've seen incredible examples like a retired healthcare executive who now charges, I think it was $250 an hour, helping medical practices prepare for complex regulatory changes.
Wow, $250 an hour.
Yeah. And she's booked months in advance, not just because she knows the rules, but because her decades of experience mean she can anticipate upcoming challenges, predict the subtle implications, and offer truly proactive solutions. She doesn't just read the regulations. She understands the politics and practical realities behind them.
That's the key difference.
It is. And this also extends to the booming demand for fractional executives. Think fractional CFOs, CHROs, or strategic advisors. People who can step into a company during a growth phase or transition, offering flexible, high-impact leadership without the long-term commitment. It's about bringing that senior leadership wisdom to organizations that need it most, without the overhead of a full-time hire.
So it's about providing the seasoned perspective that's missing, rather than just delivering a task. That makes sense. Which leads us to the second model, which sounds like an incredible shift for many.
Indeed. Our second highlight is knowledge-based digital businesses. This model, it truly requires a mindset shift because it allows your expertise to literally work while you sleep.
That's the dream, right?
Pretty much. The idea of building something that scales independently, where you're not constantly trading time for money, can feel revolutionary, especially after decades in a traditional career. But it's simply strategic thinking applied to a new medium. It's about packaging your hard-won wisdom into online courses, digital products, or maybe even a specialized subscription newsletter.
Okay.
A fantastic action point here is to ask yourself, what do people constantly seek your advice about? What recurring questions land in your inbox or come up in casual conversations? That recurring question is likely your first course outline, your first digital product idea. You could record yourself answering it thoroughly once, and boom, you've got the foundation of a scalable business.
I can just imagine someone listening thinking, but I'm not a tech expert. That must be a common worry.
Oh, absolutely. And that's perfectly fine. The platforms available today make it incredibly user-friendly. Seriously, you don't need to be a Silicon Valley guru. You just need to be an expert in your field. That's the value. Think about the retired bank president example. He created an online course for community bank board members, packaging his decades of banking governance experience.
Right.
In just a few months, he matched what he used to earn quarterly, and he did it without a single commute, without the daily grind, and with the freedom to work from anywhere.
Amazing.
And what's equally significant about these knowledge-based businesses is the community advantage. The most successful ones build vibrant communities around their content. This doesn't just expand your business, it also helps solve for the professional isolation that many experienced professionals can feel once they leave the traditional workforce.
Oh, good point.
You're not just selling information,
Yeah.
you're building connection and shared purpose.
That's a huge shift from the traditional corporate world. You're leveraging your knowledge not just to help others, but also to create a new, flexible income stream for yourself. And the third model the newsletter emphasizes, kind of building on that idea of connection, is specialized coaching and mentoring.
Absolutely. Specialized coaching and mentoring is another profoundly impactful model, especially for maybe small to mid-sized businesses. This goes way beyond generic life coaching. It's about sharing wisdom, not just frameworks.
Wisdom, not frameworks. I like that.
Yeah. Imagine being the trusted advisor who can guide a growing company through challenges you've already mastered years ago. Your value isn't just in teaching them what to do, but in helping them understand why it matters. Sharing those nuanced insights that only come from years of practical, hands-on experience. The action here is maybe to consider a specific industry or challenge you deeply understand, perhaps succession planning for family businesses, or navigating complex growth, or optimizing operational efficiency. Think of a mid-sized manufacturing company struggling with supply chain issues. A retired operations executive could be an absolute goldmine for them.
Total.
Not just with solutions, but with the wisdom to implement them effectively and sustainably. It's about delivering tailored, high-touch guidance that helps others avoid pitfalls you personally encountered and overcame.
So whether it's strategic advisory, digital products, or hands-on coaching, the core is always translating that wealth of experience into tangible value for others. Okay, so what does this all mean for you right now
Yeah.
listening to this? Our third core insight is about moving beyond theoretical concepts and taking immediate practical steps. No more staring at a blank notebook wondering where to begin. The newsletter provides what it calls your 15-minute action challenge as a concrete starting point.
Right. And this challenge is designed for immediate, tangible progress. It's really about taking action that will clarify your path forward. So here it is. Step 1. Review the business models we just discussed. Strategic consulting, knowledge-based digital businesses, and specialized coaching, maybe others you've thought of, and choose the two that feel most aligned with your specific experience, your energy level, and frankly, what truly excites you.
Passion meets practicality.
Exactly. Step 2. For each of those two chosen models, write down 3 specific problems you could solve based on your background. And don't just list skills, identify problems you can solve. For example, if you chose strategic consulting, you might list help startups navigate Series B funding rounds, maybe, or advise established companies on digital transformation challenges. This forces you to define your niche and your value proposition.
Okay, makes sense. Define the problem.
Yep. And step 3. Finally, research one real example of someone successfully using one of these chosen models. LinkedIn is an incredible resource for this. Look for individuals who have transitioned from corporate roles into these kinds of entrepreneurial ventures. See what their profiles say, how they describe their services. This gives you proof of concept, and it sparks ideas for your own approach. The newsletter emphasizes that success in this challenge looks like having 2 potential business directions, each with a concrete problem-solving focus, plus tangible proof that others are thriving in these areas.
I love that this challenge is focused on problem solving. It's not just about what you can do, but what problems you are uniquely positioned to solve. And as a crucial quick win, something to remember always. Your network is your net worth. This is your biggest, often underappreciated advantage over younger entrepreneurs. It's not just knowledge, it's those invaluable relationships you've built over years.
Absolutely.
Your network includes people with real decision-making power, significant budgets, and a deep understanding of industry needs, people you already know.
Right. And to put this into immediate action, make a focus list. Maybe 10 professional contacts who you believe might need expertise in your strongest skill area.
Yeah.
These aren't just names on a list. These are potential first clients, or maybe referral sources, or even just valuable sounding boards as you get started.
Good point.
Think about who in your network might benefit from your institutional memory or your pattern recognition skills. Reach out to them, not with a hard sell, please, but with a genuine desire to connect, share insights, and understand their current challenges. You'll probably be amazed at how quickly those conversations can turn into real opportunities. This just reiterates the core message from the newsletter's parting words. You're not starting from scratch. You're starting from unparalleled strength. Your experience isn't a limitation. It's your definitive competitive advantage in a world that desperately needs wisdom-based, proven solutions.
That's your executive briefing for this week. If you found value in these insights, share this episode with fellow retirepreneurs and grab the full newsletter at retirepreneur.com for complete details. Follow us for weekly strategic insights, and remember, your most successful chapter is just beginning. Until next week, keep building.